In 1955, the independence of Morocco gives a feeling of liberation. There is much to do in order to give the kingdom a modern economy. The story of the Benjelouns is also that of a country and a family, which generation after generation stayed at the service of great national ambitions, company spirit, and the art of negotiation and finance. (1959) is the year of the creation of the first national banking institution, with the mission to contribute to the development of commerce overseas. The BMCE is also the first Moroccan bank to be privatized in 1995. Due to an audacious plan of acquisition, the presidency of the board issued Mr. Benjeloun, opening the path to voluntarist development. The head office of BMCE Bank is at the heart of Casablanca, the economic capital of the country, and it is the leader of a multi-experience group, which gains in reputation, dimension, and performance year after year. Starting from the historical company RMA, the group expands in insurance through acquisitions and mergers, creating the national RMA Watania. After a short period of time, the bank becomes a formidable model, amplifying the means of action of its president, who then realizes his ambitions by creating the 1999 the Holding Finance Com. Building the leadership of his private banking group, he has, since 1995, been the pioneer of the markets profession and business banking by creating BMCE Capital and all its specialized entities. BMCE diversifies in all its financial activities. It invests in industry and services, especially in the telecom sector. In 1999, Benjeloun joined the consortium, which obtained the first private authorization for mobiles for an amount of $1.1 billion, never equaled in financial history in Morocco.
Yes, with Medi Telecom, we were able to revolutionize the everyday life of all Moroccans.
These mutations in the life of Moroccans are accompanied by an economic launch, demonstrating and giving reason to a man who is convinced that the limits of ambition are only those of imagination.
I was told that we have more than 20,000 employees in the group, and I'm very happy about it. But I would like to have 100,000 employees. It will come.
This elegance in action and human relations has led to the emergence of a management based on trust, responsibility, commitment and excellence.
We are a big family, connected by bonds of affection, esteem and mutual respect. I always tell them to work by having fun and to have fun while working. That's what I do.
These are the values that Othman Benjeloun applies in the banking profession through the presidency of the professional grouping of banks in Morocco since 1995.
In this letter, His Majesty the King congratulates me.
These numerous recognitions which honor him also congratulate the dynamic and committed sector in the development of the Moroccan market and the challenges of globalization. Close to the decision-makers of the kingdom and to his international partners, Mr. Othman Benjeloun is present at the front of all great projects which represent Morocco. One other part of his many responsibilities as a chairman and spokesperson is that of being active in social and human development throughout the kingdom. As of now, the group and its president project themselves in the challenges of the African continent.
We have been present in Africa since about 20 years now. Recently, we have made the acquisition of a bank named Bank of Africa, and we are present in about 15 countries in Africa. The goal is to be present in 10 years in the whole continent. More precisely, 55 African countries. I remind you that today Africa is the home to 1 billion people.
He is convinced of the necessity of North African countries to reinforce their cohesion. He is also very active in the Union of North African Banks, which he presides to create a common currency. His professional and moral authority is recognized among his peers of the Arab bankers. It is a multinational, which is one of the first in Africa. Othman Benjelloun presides it, with the will to go where there are emerging opportunities of tomorrow.
We think that we could be the best financial partners to Chinese financial institutions and with Chinese commercial and industrial enterprises. This is the reason why we are here.
His passion for geopolitics is shown when he is next to his friend Henry Kissinger, where he contributes to economic or political leaders of the world. He works next to them in order to search for solutions on crucial questions which affect the future of our planet: demography, energy, defense, health, ecology.
We have created a few years ago a foundation that has the main objective of education in rural areas and the protection of the environment.
It's in the creation of the foundation Medisat.com where we find President Benjelloun's trust in the future. A trust that is based on the conviction that the human being is able to overcome all challenges if he can obtain the most precious value: education. It's the ambition of the program 1001 Schools, which is planning the construction of schooling establishments, their equipment, the availability of teachers and educational materials in the most recluse regions of Morocco and also in Senegal.
Now that the school has opened in the village, we have a lot of hope. These are my children. They studied in the school. Now they're going to the college.
Clearly, the man has many passions, and one of them is art and culture.
Fès est connu pour être la capitale intellectuelle du royaume.
Fès is known as the intellectual capital of the kingdom in the domains of literature, art, architecture, and music. I believe that every person needs to be interested in artistic and intellectual domains to attain a perfect balance in his life.
Othman Benjelloun is a great donor and grand contributor to programs of restoration. He is particularly committed in the saving of his native home patrimony. Great visionaries acquire the capacity to project themselves in the future thanks to the strong relationship they have with the past. This preservation of civilizations is one of Morocco's treasures. His wife, Mrs. Leila Maziane Benjelloun, stimulates and encourages his engagement in this sector. A noble mission, which is also a family business.
I'm blessed because Dounia has passion for cinema. And Kamal is an anthropologist who has an interest in the protection of the environment.
How far will Othman Benjelloun go?
It's a hard question to answer. We shall meet in a few years and we will see what I have accomplished by then.
Tireless, he constantly projects himself in long perspectives, and by elaborating projects which take 20 to 30 years to build. He strives to build successful strategies which will lead to the well-being of future generations for his enterprises, his country, and Africa.